Hello students, today I am going to discuss the remaining property of integer. Like a previous video we have discussed some properties like a closure property, commutative property and associative property of different operations like in a addition, subtraction, multiplication as well as division. So some properties is remained. So I'm going to discuss one by one on the operation addition, multiplication, subtraction and division. So first I'm going to discuss the operation addition. So properties of integer, and the operation is addition. I'm going to discuss on the operation addition. Before that, in the previous video we have discussed that addition hold closure property, commutative property and associative property. Some special property of addition is also there which is based on that integer. First one is that properties after that closure, commutative and associative. Then that one is a property of additive identity. Additive identity means that it is very easy, students. Additive identity, like a name is that, and identity is not going to be changed. So if a is any integer, and if a is any integer, and in this integer if we add that 0, then what we get it? A plus 0. If we add 0 in this integer, then we get it again. There is not going to be change in this property of a. We get the same integer. A plus 0 is equal to a. Means we are getting the same integer. So students, 0 is called the additive. 0 is called the additive identity. 0 is called the additive identity. Means by adding 0 to any integer, you get the same integer. Like an example, if we add 0 in any integer, suppose if I am adding, if I take this, if minus 5 is an integer, is any integer, minus 5 is an integer, and then what is the additive identity for this one? Minus 5 plus 0. Again we are getting this minus 5. So 0 is called a additive identity. By adding 0, nothing is going to be changed. Then after I'm going to discuss that next property is additive inverse. Additive inverse. It is also easy, students. Additive inverse means that opposite in sign. If we, and listen students, if we add integer and its inverse, its additive inverse, we always get the 0. Students, this is very important. If we add integer and its additive inverse, then we always get it 0. So if a is any integer, then if we going to add a and its additive inverse is just opposite in sign. If it is a, then its additive inverse is a minus a, and if we add this one, then we always get it 0. So I'm going to show you this one, a, and you know that if you remove this bracket, plus is multiplied by minus, we always get it minus, and then what we get it? 0. Means that additive inverse is just opposite in sign. If we take a, then its additive inverse is minus a, and if we add both of that, a, the integer and its additive inverse, we always get it 0. Students, I have told you that additive inverse means that if we take a and its inverse opposite inside. If it is a minus, then it is a plus. If it is a plus, then it is a minus. But basic point is that if you add the integer and its additive inverse, you always get that 0. I will show you this with one example. Suppose I have taken another one example, like let 5. I have taken a minus 10. What is the additive inverse of minus 10? The number is the integer is a minus 10. What is the additive inverse of this one? Additive inverse of this one. It is very easy. If it is a minus, then its inverse is a plus, or you will write it minus in bracket, then same you get it plus 10. If you add this minus 10 and plus 10, you always get it. If you check it, the number, the integer plus its additive, means that opposite inside. This is a minus, then its additive inverse is a plus. And if you add, you know that one is a positive, one is a negative, and one is a positive. You always subtract them and put that the sign which have a greater value, but both are the same, and you are getting 10 minus 10. What you will get it? You will get it 0. So you are not going to put any sign, because 0 is neither positive nor negative. So students, always remember that an additive inverse means opposite in sign. If it is a minus 10, then its additive inverse is a plus 10, and if it is a plus 10, you will get it minus 10. Then after, I am going to discuss this next property is subtraction, related to the subtraction, properties of subtraction. In this case, property of 0. Property of 0. There is only one property, because subtraction hold only closure property. It will not hold commutative and associative property. One special property related to the subtraction is a property of 0. Means that if you subtract 0 from any integer, you will get the same integer. Suppose if I take this a is any integer and we subtract 0 from this one, we get it a. Means we get the same integer. So this is called a property of 0 in case of a subtraction. Suppose if I have taken an integer, if we take an integer 5, then if we subtract 0 from this one, what we get it? We get that same result. And this is called a property of 0 in operation of subtraction. Next one is a multiplication. So here is two special properties. First one is after closure, commutative and associative. Then that one is that property is known as a multiplicative identity. Multiplicative identity. That is a special property. Multiplicative identity. In this case, students, it is very easy. Multiplicative identity means that if you multiply any integer by 1, then you will get the same result. Same integer means their identity is not going to change. If it is a 5, then if you multiply with 1, you will get it 5. So let a is any integer, then a is multiplied by 1, you will get it a. So 1 is called a multiplicative. One is called a multiplicative identity. So what is the multiplicative identity of minus 10? That is also 1. Minus 10 is multiplied by 1, you get it minus 10. What is the multiplicative identity of 1000? 1000 is multiplied by 1, you will get it 1000. Means that by multiplying by 1, the integer is not going to be changed. So that's why it is called a multiplicative identity. Next one is that property is a multiplicative inverse. That is very special, students. Multiplicative This is a multiplicative identity, and then that one is a multiplicative inverse. Multiplicative inverse, and that you will see it very carefully. That rule is, this is also a rule, let A is any integer and its multiplicative inverse. Multiplicative inverse is another name is a reciprocal. It is called a reciprocal. It is called a reciprocal. It is called a reciprocal. Reciprocal. It is called a reciprocal. Reciprocal. So let A is any integer and its multiplicative inverse is, and the multiplicative inverse is just a reverse of this one. A, its reverse is 1 upon A. Let A is any integer and the multiplicative inverse of A is 1 upon A. And if you multiply A and its inverse, you always get that 1. That is the property. Integer and its inverse, if you multiply integer and its multiplicative inverse, you always get that 1, because A is in numerator and this one is in denominator, and it is going to be easily cancel out, or you will get it 1 as a result. So you always remember that, students, if you multiply an integer and its multiplicative inverse, you always get that 1. I will show you with this example. Suppose let that is an example, students. Let 15 is any integer and its multiplicative inverse is, its multiplicative inverse is 1 upon multiplicative inverse of 15 is 1 upon 15. So according to the rule, 15 is going to be multiplied by 1 upon 15. What you will get it, students? 15 is cancelled out by this 15. 15 ones are 15, and 1 is multiplied by 1. You will get it 1. This one is your rule. It is this example is verified your rule. So multiplicative inverse means that if you take any integer and its multiplicative inverse, if you multiply, you will get that your result is always 1. That is a special property of multiplication. And one more property related to this multiplication, that one is the property of 0. Property of 0 means that it is also very important. Any integer multiplied by 0, you always get that the 0. That is known as the property of 0 in respect of multiplication. If A is any integer, then A is multiplied by 0, you always get that the 0. So 0 is this is the special property of multiplication. For example, let minus 15. What is the, if you multiply with minus 15 with 0, so minus 15 is an integer. So what is the special property of 0 is minus 15 is multiplied by 0. Any integer, if you multiply with 0, you always get that the 0. Whatever the value of that one, if you multiply 1 lakh with 0, you also get this one 0. Okay, students, and some one more property related to this multiplication. Dear students, I told you that earlier. No, one more property related to the multiplication is that one, distributive property of multiplication over addition. This is very special, and this is the last one property of multiplication related to the integer. Distributive property of multiplication over addition. It's very easy. And it is based on a three integers. Let A, B, this is the rule, A, B and C any are any three integers according to the rule of distributive property, then distributive property of multiplication over addition, A is multiplied in bracket B plus C. A is multiplied, A is going to be overruled on B plus C. So A is multiplied in bracket B plus C, and if we are generalize this one, then A, if you are removing this bracket, A into B means A into B, this is the sign of into means multiply, and A into C, this is the distributive property of multiplication over addition. So very important this one, students. A is multiplied in bracket B plus C. If you removing this bracket, A is going to be multiplied firstly B, A into B, A is multiplied by B, then A is again multiplied into C. I will show you with example. Let A is equal to minus 11, B is equal to minus 10 and C is equal to 5, students. I have taken three integers, different integers are there. So according to this, I have taken this one as a left hand side and this one as a right hand side. According to the rule of a distributive property, A is bracket B plus C is equal to A into B plus A into C. So I have taken this left hand side, LHS, you know that left hand side, A is multiplied by B plus C. If we solve this one, A is minus 11 plus, or you can simply use this one, if you will not take this left hand side, we are going to generalize this one in form of that one. We are putting this value here, minus 11 is multiplied in overall, the value of B is a minus 10, so we take this one a square bracket and we are going to put this value of B minus 10 in a small bracket and plus C, the value of C is a 5. So this bracket, if you removing this bracket, then minus 11 is going to be multiplied in bracket minus 10 and plus minus 11 is, I am going to write in bracket, minus 11 is going to be multiplied into the value of C, 5. And if we solve this one, what we will get it, minus 11, and you know that minus is multiplied by minus, what you will get it. I have told you that in the previous lecture, minus is multiplied by minus, you always get it plus. So minus 11 is multiplied by minus 10, we get it plus. We are not going to write this one plus, we are getting 110 there. Here is a plus, and the minus 11 is multiplied, minus is multiplied by plus, you always get this minus. So here is a plus, so minus is multiplied into plus, we already get it minus. 11 is multiplied by 5, you get it 55. Subtract this one. If you subtracting this one, what you will get it, 10 minus 5 you get it 5, and 10 minus 5 you get it 5. So this answer is a 55. And if you want to prove that it is a correct or not, if you solve this left hand side also, suppose if I am solving this one, minus 11 is outside, minus 10 and plus 5, you know that both are opposite signs, so first subtract and put the sign. 10 minus 5 you get it minus 5, so we'll write this one, and minus 11 and minus 5, minus is multiplied into minus, we get it plus, then 11 is multiplied into 5, you always get it 55. Both sides are equal, means left side is equal to the right hand side. This is called a distributive property of multiplication over addition. Okay students, next one is the property of division. Yes students, next one is our operation is division. In the previous video we have discussed that division will not hold for a closure property as well as commutative and associative property, but some special property related to the division are, one is that division by 1. It is easy property. If A is any non-zero means that value is not 0. If A is any non-zero integer, then a is divided by 1, means that a is divided by 1, you always get that a. Means that if you divide by any integer by 1, your value is always the same integer. Like an example, if we divide, if we take, let a is equal to 100, so division by 100 is divided by 1, what you will get it, students? You always get that the same integer. So this is known as a property of division by 1. Next one is the division by 0. Division by 0. This is also a property of division. Division by 0. If division by 0, if a is any non-division property of division, students, division by 0. Let a is any integer, then a, if you divide by 0, any integer if divide by 0, it is not defined. In this division case, for integer, if any integer divided by 0, it is not defined. It is not defined. Its value is not given by this division sign. It is not defined. Okay, students, and one more property is that you always remember that if you divide any integer, suppose if I am dividing this 25 by 0, you will not get any result. Means that it is not defined. You get it infinitive. It is not defined. Are not permitted. You cannot divide any integer by 0. And the last one is a property of 0. Property of 0. Property of 0 means that let a is any non-zero integer, then a is divided, properties of 0, if 0 is divided by any integer, if 0 is divided by any integer, then you always get that 0. You always remember that, students, and that one is not 0. If 0 is divided by 0, you always get that infinity. You always remember that a is a non-zero, means that integer you will take that greater than 1 or less than, means you will always get that 1 or greater than 0 and less than 0, means it is not a 0. So 0 is divided by a, you always get that 0. Means that, example, if you take any integer, and that integer if you divide 0 by that integer, suppose I have taken this one 5, 0 is divided by 5, then you always get that 0. This is the property of a 0 in case of a division. This is the not permitted, not defined, and division by 1 if any is any integer or non-zero integer, and if it is divided by 1, you always get that 1, students. You always get that a here. And suppose these examples I have shown you, and then there is a 2-3 important point I'm going to discuss it here. Yes, students, so that which property I told you, that one I'm going to discuss. That one is this one, rules of a signs in a multiplication of integer. That is very important. Rules of signs in a multiplication of integer means that first one is, if there are even numbers of negative integer, I have written it, firstly I have written this one, if there are even numbers of negative integer to multiply, then their product is a positive. It's very easy, students. See this one with example, if there are even numbers of negative integer, so even you know that the number which is divisible by 2, in case of integer the number which is divisible by 2, like a 0, 2, minus 2, plus 2, whatever that, all that integer which is divisible by 2, then that are called a even integer or even numbers also. So I have taken, suppose here I have taken that a minus a is multiplied by minus a is multiplied by minus a is multiplied by minus a. How many times I have taken? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is a even or odd? 4 is a even. 4 is even. 4 is a even. So what is according to this rule? If there are even numbers of negative integer to be multiplied, their product is always positive. Means a, if you multiply even times, what the result you will get it? You always get it positive. So a is multiplied by a, you get it a square, and a square is multiplied into a, you get a to the power 3, and then you multiply with a, then you will get it a to the power 4. Same as it, I will take the numerical value of here. This is the first one, this is the second one. Minus 3 is multiplied into minus 3 is multiplied into minus 3 into minus 3 into minus 3 into minus 3. How many times I have taken? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is also a even. 6 is a even number. So if we multiply this one even times, then always get it positive. And you know that minus is multiplied into minus plus, plus is multiplied into minus, minus, and minus is multiplied into minus. You always get that the plus. Same as it is in this case also, if we multiply this one in even times, then we get that the positive value. 3 into 3 into 3. How many that one is that? You get it plus 3. If you write this one in a bracket, or you will write like this, plus is not going to be right there. So 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 to the power 6, or you will multiply this one. 3 into 3, 9, 9 into 3, 27, 27 into 3, 81, 81 into 3, 243, and 243 is multiplied by 3. You will get it 3 3s are 9, and 4 3s are 12, and 3 2s are 6, 1, 7. You will get it 7 to the 729 as a positive value. 3 into 3, 9, 9 into 3, 27, 27 into 3, 81, 81 into 3, 243, and 243 is multiplied by 3, you get it 729. So students, you always remember that if you multiply numbers in a negative integer to even times, their product is a positive. And one more is that one, if there are odd numbers, the number which is not divisible by 2, same thing. In place of even, if I am write that odd numbers of a negative integer to be multiplied, then their product is a negative. Then their product is a negative. Suppose I erase this one here. Same example, minus 1 is multiplied 3 times. 3 is a even or odd? 3 is a odd. The number which is not divisible by 2, that is called a odd number. So what you will get it? Minus 1 minus a, you will multiply 3 times, then you will get it plus a to the power 3. Means suppose if I have same examples, if I have taken here 3 into 3 into minus 3 into minus 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one is a 5. 5 is a even or odd? 5 is a odd. So what you will get it? Here is that one. Here you get it minus a to the power, minus is multiplied into minus, minus is multiplied again, you will get it minus a to the power 3, and here is this one 5 is a odd, so the product is a negative. You always get that minus 3 to the power 5, and its value is, you will write in a bracket. The product, the product you will get it, that is in negative, and that one is a 3 into 9, 27, 3 into 3, 9, 9 into 3, 27, 27 into 3, 81, and 81 into 3, 243. That one is the negative. So if you multiply, if there are odd numbers of negative integer to be multiplied, then their product is a negative, and if you multiply even times, then their product is a positive. So this one is the rules of a signs of a multiplication. And two more things. One is the successor, students. Successor. You think that successor is very easy? Successor is, you have started in class 3rd, I think, successor and predecessor, 2nd class. Successor means that let a is any integer, and then it's a successor of a. Successor of a is equal to a plus 1, means that whatever the number you have taken, you will add 1 in that, you will get that the successor. Suppose if I have taken that a is equal to minus 10, what is the successor of minus 10? So simple is that a plus 1 is the successor of a, So minus 10 plus 1, if you add this one, you will get it minus 9. Minus 9 is the successor of minus 10, means that you are getting that the value of successor to successor is always in the right side, right direction of on a number line. So minus 10 is less than minus 9. So 9 is a greater, minus 9 is a greater than minus 10. So successor is very easy. Any number, if you add 1 in that number, you will get the successor of the given integer. One more point is that one is a predecessor. Predecessor is also very easy. Predecessor, same as it is, let A is any integer, and if you subtract 1 from that one, then you will get that the predecessor. So predecessor is equal to A, predecessor of A is equal to A minus 1. So for example, if we take this A is equal to, if we take this A is equal to 909, we take this A is equal to 1000. So what is the predecessor of 1000? Predecessor of 1000 is equal to 1000 minus 1. If we subtract this one, we get it 999. So students, I will give you that some exercise related to these points, and you will solve it in your home, that exercise. And if any doubts, you will please put your question through that campus care. Thank you.